Hi, this is Movie Crank, and today we're going to talk about episode 3 of Tulsa King season 2. But first, I'm going to give you guys a short recap of the episode. Dwight defends himself successfully in front of the jury and wins the case. Meanwhile, some of his members are lured to join the competition. Hearing about all the fuss, the rival mob member Bill Quava pays a visit to the gang and explains to Dwight that he doesn't want to share his town with him. Later on, Dwight doubles down on him and sends a signal in form of a body bag so that negotiations have failed. This episode finally gets things rolling, and I really liked it for that fact. Last episode I was complaining about things being prepared and very little actually happening, and that the episode count doesn't warrant an episode just filling in the gaps. This time around, we're starting to see some of the payoffs, so let me go in a little more detail. Dwight cleverly uses the FBI agent he slept with as a witness to his advantage and spilled all the beans in front of the jury. His gamble paid off and he gets to go free. I was a little confused though, because the Attorney General seemed to be on the plaintiff's side all of a sudden, but maybe I mixed some things up and didn't pay attention. I think this was a smart move to have him tell his story in court, because it goes back to Manfredi's character traits. Sure, he's a crook, but he doesn't lie about it, and when asked about it, he's pretty explicit and doesn't hide his intentions. Sometimes all it takes is to tell the truth, you know?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
But not everything goes the way Dwight has planned it. Thresher is moving on the team's weakest link, Trucy. He's backed up against the wall with the harsh conditions of his divorce and spirals into despair. So Thresher spots him the money for future favors. I don't think this is gonna go well, and I'll wonder what hell Thresher lets loose if he ever needs a favor from Trucy and the letter won't comply. I for one think this is a good call by Thresher, because last time somebody took Manfredi and his gang head on, it didn't go so well, and they lost their head actually. So, why not go outside and attack the flock? But Thresher isn't even the biggest threat in this episode. Since last week, we know that Dwight is on BB's radar. He doesn't want him there, and it's still weird to me how the mob back in New York made the decision to deploy Manfredi in Tulsa when they were perfectly aware of BB's position there. Anyways, Dwight and BB meet up, and just like in the talk with Thresher, BB takes out all the brakes and talks turkey. Manfredi tells him to kick rocks and that he won't leave. Now this is already enough for the guy to absolutely obliterate Dwight and his organization, but Manfredi makes it even worse. At an event, one of BB's henchmen comes at Dwight and Goody. Now remember, Goody's loyalty was definitely swerving the last couple of episodes, but picture me surprised when he actually takes Dwight's side and stabs the henchman. As a cherry on top, they leave the body in front of BB's mansion. Now I'm sitting there watching and just think to myself, check out the balls on Stallone's character. He pisses in everybody's cornflakes. It just baffles me that he hasn't escorted everybody he cares about out of the state. All I can say is there's a storm coming and it's gonna rip some branches off of Dwight's tree, that's for sure. And I don't know what he's gonna do about it, but he seems very calm. Besides the opening, there's nothing in this episode which bothered me. And even this monologue of Dwight in front of the stoner jury was probably just one of Dwight's jokes for shits and giggles. It's far away from the first episode's changing room scene, and I'm happy they went back to the old humor instead of putting the stuff that just doesn't belong. So to wrap up this week's episode, I think it's a breath of fresh air. We got some of the first payoffs, and things are going into the right direction. Personally, I can't wait to see what will happen with BB and the mob and what their revenge will be. So join me next week when we dissect another episode of Tulsa King Season 2. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.